What's poppin', everybody? Let's get into yesterday's recap. Finally had a bad day in the NHL. Robert Thomas ended up getting that goal that he needed to get over on his points. We did say under for Robert Thomas's points yesterday. Coming off of a monster game in that hat trick game, Nathan MacKinnon didn't even get a goal for us yesterday for that Avalanche and that closeout win yesterday. So that's unfortunate. Nathan MacKinnon just really didn't show up yesterday for us. And Bam Adebayo, he did, though. He had a horrible game. I think he only had like 8 points or something like that because Jimmy Butler scored all the points. But Bam Adebayo goes way under his 16.5 line. That would be our lone hit for the day for us yesterday. How about the Miami Heat? Holy mackerel. I can't figure out which team is the frauds here. The fraudulent 1 seed that only has one guy and a bunch of undrafted players getting carried by him. Or, excuse me, a one guy carrying a bunch of undrafted players. They get blown out by 20 every other night, or is it the Celtics that have a stacked roster getting blown out by one all-star and a bunch of undrafted players getting blown out by 20, or losing a game at home? I don't know. I can't figure that series out. What an interesting series this Celtics versus Miami Heat series is. I will be the first to admit, I 100% thought the Celtics were going to get up out of here in like 5. I did not think this was going to go 7. Crazy stuff. I do think that if the Heat were playing the Bucks would have got out of here in like 5. But, you know, it is what it is. It's fair and square. They did win the game yesterday. So that's crazy stuff. So we get a Game 7 for that unpredictable series that we haven't been able to predict right all game. Or all series. But it is what it is. With that being said, we got USFL and NHL plays today. No basketball today. So we got just USFL and NHL. So let's get it. Real quick, if you guys are new to Underdog Fantasy, make sure that you there's a link down in the description I have that automatically takes you to the App Store where you can download Underdog Fantasy. Also throws in my TAKEMYSHOT code when you guys sign up for that. So when you make your first deposit, it helps me out big time, as well as it gives you a 100% deposit match up to $100. So if you throw in $20, for example, you'll get actually $40, and they'll give you another $20 free just to bet on for funsies, a little risk-free bets for fun. And so that is always nice as well to get those risk-free bets. Also helps me out, like I said, big time if you guys use my code TAKEMYSHOT. Because all my picks every single day are always going to be Underdog Fantasy picks. I think it's the best player prop betting app out there. With that being said, now let's get to today's picks. All right, baby, coming in hot with today's lock of the day. Our lock of the day is going to be coming from the USFL. We're going to head over to the New Jersey Generals, one of the hottest teams in the USFL. We're going to go with their new star wide receiver, the little breakout receiver that they have. We're going to go with the little man. We're going to go with Kevontae Turpin. Who, like I said, little guy, little star. The New Jersey Generals offense and their offensive coordinator in general, they're kind of got a Kyle Shanahan kind of thing going on over there. A lot of gadget, weird offense, using different guys and all over the field in all kinds of positions. And Kevontae Turpin is the beneficiary of that. Didn't play the first couple of games of the year. Finally started to get into the starting rotation. He's starting to get the ball in his hands a lot more. Last 2 weeks for him, 10 catches, 106 yards, 5 catches, 106 yards. He's absolutely lighting up teams right now, and he actually currently leads the USFL in receiving yards right now. And today they're going to take on the Tampa Bay Bandits, who have the third worst pass defense in the USFL. And the New Jersey Generals currently rank second right now in pass yards per game with their offense at 187 yards per game. Kevontae Turpin has obviously taken a giant jump. A couple weeks ago, or just last week, I believe his line was like right around 38.5, something like that. They bumped him all the way up to 54.5. He is absolutely deserving of that. He's had back-to-back monster weeks. He's going to have another huge game again today. The Tampa Bay Bandits also aren't a horrible squad. They're sitting right around an average team, so this game should be a little bit competitive, even though the New Jersey Generals have been kind of rolling through teams lately. I expect this one to be a close game between these two teams and gives Kevontae Turpin a lot of chances to get a lot of catches and get a lot of yards. That's what we need for him today because he's going to be our lock of the day. So lock in Kevontae Turpin over 57.5 yards receiving. Next up, we're going to head to the NHL for our last 2 picks of the day. We're going to go with Martin Necas today, under 1.5 shots. Martin Necas, the reason why I'm really liking this line a lot under 1.5 shots here, he only averages about 15.5 minutes of time on ice. So he's really not out there for very long. He has also only taken 18 shots in the entire playoffs. In 12 games, he has only taken 18 shots. That means he's only averaging, right around 1.7 shots per game. He's only hit the over that 1.5 shots 4 out of 12 games. He's also coming off a hot game where he took 3 shots, which is his second most he's taken this postseason. Earlier in this postseason, he did have a 5-shot game. He backed that up with a 1-shot game. He's coming off kind of back-to-back games where he kind of took a lot more shots than normal. 2 games, or last game before that, he had 2 shots. This game that he just played, he had 3 shots. I expect him to take a step back like we did the other day with Ryan Nugent. He had that big game, and then he took a step back, and the Stars stepped up. I'm expecting the same thing to happen here with Martin Nikas, coming off a 3-shot game, and a guy only averages right around 1 shot per game. So I'm expecting him to take a step back and go under 1.5 shots today. So lock that in there for the Carolina Hurricanes. And our last play of the day is going to be coming from the New York Rangers. They got their backs against the walls. They are down 2-3 in this series as they head back to New York. Give me Ryan Strohm over 2.0 shots today. He, on the other hand, is having a fantastic playoff run. He is averaging 3.2 shots per game in the entire playoffs. He is having a monster playoffs. He also, on the other side of that, is averaging 20 minutes of time on ice. The Rangers are down 3-2. They've got to do everything they can offensively to get themselves back into the series, try to steal this game to force a Game 7. So I'm liking the chances for Ryan Strohm to be aggressive tonight. He's been aggressive all playoffs. Has been slightly aggressive in this series. Definitely in the first series, he was super aggressive. In the second series, he's not been quite as aggressive, but still getting his shots up. He's coming off of 3 straight games where he's had 2 shots. So I'm liking him to go over 2 shots today, as they have to do something offensively to try to get back in the series to force a Game 7. So I'm liking Ryan Strohm over 2.0 shots today. All right, baby. Come on. We need this sweep, baby. We need this sweep. All right, coming in with our perfect 3 slip. It's time for our perfect 3 slip. Our lock today is Kevontae Turpin, over 57.5 yards receiving. Give me Martin Nikas under 1.5 shots, and give me Ryan Strohm over 2.0 shots to round out our NHL and USFL perfect 3 slip today. Alright guys, that's going to wrap up today's video, and just as I was about to wrap up this video and wrap up the editing, Kevontae Turpin has been bumped down to 53.5 yards receiving, so I'm liking that even more than that 57 range he was at. Like I said, just coming off back-to-back weeks, he's been getting way more rotation, getting way more minutes, getting a lot more targets. Last 3 games, he's sitting at over 25 targets for 3 games. That's a lot of targets. They're trying to get this guy the ball a lot. He also hits handoffs. He also gets handoffs, kind of like a Deebo Samuel kind of role, or like a Tyreek Hill kind of role. Super small, super quick kind of guy like that. But I'm still liking those other plays. Those other lines haven't moved at all. So with that being said, guys, come on. We need this sweep, baby. We need something good to really get this, to really end the month off on a hot streak. With that being said, I will catch you guys tomorrow for Game 7 of the Boston versus Miami series. And I will catch you next time. Peace.